Hello, I've talked before about my fondness of folding cameras. The great thing about a folding camera is you can take it to most places. It's not the bulk of a large medium format camera, and if you've got one with a good lens, it's a high quality camera because of the 6x6 format. And the camera I'm going to talk about now is a Ikonta. Now, you've heard me maybe before talking about the Super Ikonta, and the Super Ikonta was a upmarket camera from Zeiss, produced even before the war and after the war. And you had a scale of different cameras from Zeiss. You have the NATO, which was a basic folding camera, the Netettes, and then you've got the Ikonta, and then you've got the Super Ikonta. Now this Ikonta is also known as the Ikonta M, and it was also sold as the Ikonta 3. What's interesting is it has got, as you probably noticed from this little window here, it has got a rangefinder. But with the Super Ikonta, it's a coupled rangefinder, which means when you focus the mechanism, it's bringing the two images together and focusing the lens at the same time. On here, if I look through the little second window, I will see two images, and I can move this dial here until the two images come together. So I'm just looking at this spotlight here, and I've moved it until I get the two images together, and that tells me that the spotlight is 1.3 meters away. So I can then set my lens to 1.3 meters. So I set the lens here. On here it's a Nova, and it's a Nova for 3.5. So for medium format cameras of this type, 3.5 is quite a fast lens, and for the size range it was quite a high quality lens. So this is a 3.5. so I then set the shutter to, I'm going to put it on 25th of a second, and I'm going to decide that my aperture is going to be 5.6. Now, to set the shutter I have to manually set this little spring here, and then I'm all set to go. Obviously I need to write on first and then click. Now what's interesting about these shutters is I often find the pre-war shutters to be slightly more reliable than the post-war shutters, but the one shutter here is nice and working smoothly. The Zeiss cameras, I always find the bellows to be of high quality. If we open up the camera, and to open the camera there's a little lever down here. The spools come out of this spring mechanism here. You simply load the film there, you pop the film in there and put it over here and wind on. And make sure it's nicely in, and you would use this little window here to see what number you are on. Folds away nicely with this mechanism here. The Zeiss and Voigtlanders I think are super. There's other cameras out there, other manufacturers of the same period. I was really pleased with the photographs I took on here. The only thing that I slightly wish I had been a little bit more careful of, when you first load your film, make sure it's nice and tight. If it's not tight enough, the film can actually unravel a little bit, and when you take it out there is the opportunity there for light to get into the film. So when you load it, make sure you wind it on, bit of tension, and then you should be absolutely fine. I've had a couple of films through this camera and I've been delighted with it. So the prices do seem to be going up on these. I would expect to pay between £30 and £80 for one now, and I wouldn't be surprised if they go up a little bit further. Look for a decent one. The main things to look for, I find, on these is the actual shutter. That seems to be the first thing that can sometimes go wrong with them. Second thing I would really look at is whether there's any of our dreaded fungus. Again, normally quite good on these, but it all depends where it's been stored. So that is a Zeiss Ikon Ikonta M, sometimes called, I think, the Ikonta Mass. A very nice camera in my opinion. Find one, have a go with it.